A very good evening to all our viewers and welcome to this Sunday's edition of Primetime News coming to you live from our Newsfirst studios in Colombo. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at the stories making headlines this evening.
Mathura Additional District Judge dismissed. Matugama Magistrate resigns. Strict action against vehicles with dangerous accessories. Last rites of victims of the Ella bus tragedy. Police in Tangol discover another stock of chemical substances suspected of being used for the production of the drug ice. Court grants permission to detain the Midenia suspect for 7 days for questioning. Views from the government and opposition on curbing the underworld and crime.
69 ලක්ෂයක් ඡන්ද දුන්නම ඒ 69 ලක්ෂයේ එක පුජ්‍යලෙක් ස්ත්‍රී දූෂකයෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ 69 ලක්ෂයේ එක පුජ්‍යලෙක් හොරෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ 69 ලක්ෂයේ එක පුජ්‍යලෙක් අයිස් විකුණන පුජ්‍යලෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ 69 ලක්ෂයේ එක පුජ්‍යලෙක් අයිස් පාවිච්චි කරන පුජ්‍යලෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ.
Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba resigns. Sirasa Namami in Mahiyanganaya. All set for the final Randoli Perahara. Minister Vijitha Herath to address the UNHRC tomorrow.
And now the story is in detail. The final rites of the 15 people who lost their lives in the recent bus accident at the 23rd kilometre post on the Ravana El Mahavangwa along the El Valavai road was observed today. The final rites were observed at the Tangol Public Cemetery.
Fifteen people lost their lives in a recent accident at the 23rd kilometre post along the Ravana El Mahavangwa. Their bodies were brought from Badula to Tangol yesterday. The Muslim mosque-based Janazah funeral service in Badula volunteered to transport the bodies of the deceased victims. The bodies, which were placed in the Tangol Municipal Council hall yesterday, were taken to their relatives' homes after religious observances. Among the deceased were Tangol Municipal Council Secretary TWK Rupasena, the 27-year-old bus driver Chiran Bimankar, 54-year-old Nihal Ranjit Veerasinghe, 32-year-old Dinushika Lakmini, 45-year-old Nama Ruantha, 39-year-old Nilusha Srimali, 42-year-old Madhusha Anuradini, 42-year-old Shanika Anuradha, and 34-year-old Jaini Jivantika, among a total of 15 people. The majority of the victims were staff members of the Tangol Municipal Council, and their relatives who joined them on the excursion were also among the deceased. The final rites of the deceased were held today at the Tangol Public Cemetery.
Out of the 15 people admitted to the Badulla Teaching Hospital following the tragic accident in Alla, 4 have been discharged. Dr. Paltaraj Paksa said that 11 others, along with 2 individuals who were injured while attempting to rescue the victims, are still receiving treatment. 4 of them are currently in the intensive care unit.
බස්රථයෙන් රෝගීන් 11 දෙනයි උදව්වට දුවල් ලැබු දෙන්නයි සේරම 13 දෙනා ඉන්නේ. ඒ අතරින් 4 දෙනෙක් දැල්සත්කාර වල ප්‍රතිකාර ලැබනවා. කෙනෙක් දෙන්නෙක් තුන තමයි තත්ත්වය අපිට නිශ්චිත වශයෙන් හරියටම ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න බැරි මට්ටමේ ඉන්නේ. අනිත් කණ්ඩායම් සුවේල වුන් ඉන්නවා. 6 දෙනෙක් රෝහණය පිට වෙලා ගිහින් තියෙනවා.
Several people involved in the accident who are now recovering shared their experiences.
ඒගොල්ලෝ කිව්වා මේ අපි මෙතන ඉන්නවා බේර ගන්න කියලා. ඒක ආවා කම්බයි මල්ලිල වගේ ආවා කම්බ දාලා. එයාලගේ කම්බ ඇඟිල්ලට දාලා කම්බ වල එළිය තමයි උඩට ආවේ. ඒතරන බස් එක දෙකකට වැළුණා. ඒක කවියත් දරුවෝ හිටියේ. දරුවෝ බදාගත්තා. එච්චරයි පස්සේ පහළ වැටලා හිටියේ. අපි කේගෙව්වා. කේගෙව්ව කට්ටිය ආවා. ඇවිල්ලා පොඩි දරුවෝ ඉස්සෙල්ලා උඩට දුන්නා.
Doctors confirmed that Special Task Force officer Madhushan Bandara, who was injured while he was attempting to rescue the victims of the accident, is showing signs of improvement. This is how Madhushan Bandara described his experience.
After finishing the course, my father and I went for a religious event with friends. While we were there, we received a call about the accident. My two friends and I quickly took a bike and a torch and headed to the site. It was about 8 kilometers away. The area was crowded and some victims were trapped under rocks along the cliff. We shouted for ropes, and with the army's assistance, we secured 2 to 3 ropes and climbed down the rocks. There must have been about 500 to 1,000 people there. With their support, we managed to rescue many. We first attended to those who were still alive, providing CPR until they could be handed over to doctors. 3 of the injured were rescued and 2 bodies were recovered. We gave CPR to 3 to 4 of them before they were sent to the hospital. The training provided by the Special Forces Regiment helped us to handle the situation effectively. Our soldiers are prepared for emergencies on both water and land.
Relatives of the patients shared their views on the efforts of the Badulla Teaching Hospital and the dedication of its staff. Starting tomorrow, laws against installing dangerous vehicle accessories will be strictly enforced. Police warned that vehicles equipped with flashing lights, illegal attachments, loud silencers or excessively loud horns will face strict legal action. Officers will be deployed nationwide from tomorrow to inspect such vehicles.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijay Therath left for Geneva, Switzerland this morning to attend the 60th regular session of the United Nations Human Rights Council.
According to the Foreign Ministry spokesperson Tusharo Rodrigo, the Foreign Minister Vijay Therath is scheduled to address the Council tomorrow. During his visit, Therath will also meet with United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk, as well as permanent representatives of several countries to the United Nations. Director General of the United Nations and Human Rights Division of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Diane Mendes, will be accompanying the minister on the visit. The delegation will remain in Geneva until the 11th of September. The 60th regular session of the United Nations Human Rights Council runs from the 8th of September to the 8th of October under the chairmanship of United Nations High Commissioner Volker Turk. Sri Lanka observes that external initiatives will only serve as hindrances to the ongoing national efforts and serve to polarize the population. The government made this remark in a statement submitted to the UN Human Rights Council in response to the recent report by the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. The government of Sri Lanka said that it does not agree with the conclusions and recommendations in the report with regard to international action. It added that the government has the mandate to and is firmly and sincerely committed to working towards a country that respects and celebrates the diversity of its people with no division or discrimination based on race, religion, class and caste. The government said that it is resolved not to leave room for a resurgence of racism or extremism in Sri Lanka. The statement said that as Sri Lanka moves forward on this path through its domestic processes, the understanding, encouragement and support of the international community is welcomed and appreciated.
The Geological Survey and Mines Bureau has imposed restrictions on the times during which mineral sand can be transported. The move aims to restrict the transport of mineral sand during the time periods where children travel to and from schools.
This step was taken following a recent accident where a school van collided with a tipper truck transporting sand. Deepani Veerakon, Director General of the Geological Survey and Mines, said that transportation of mineral sand will be restricted from 6:30 am to 7:45 am and again from 11:30 am to 2:30 pm, coinciding with the times that children travel to and from schools. She added that vehicles transporting mineral sand must be parked in designated areas with sufficient space on the road during these restricted periods.
Newsfirst with the people.
Another stock of chemicals suspected to be used in the production of crystal methamphetamine or ice has been discovered in Netolpiti at Hagol. Police said that they suspect the chemicals found in Midenia and this stock of chemicals that was discovered were brought into the country by the same group.
A stock of chemicals believed to be used in the production of crystal methamphetamine or ice was discovered today on a plot of land in Netolpiti at Hangol. Police said that the chemicals were uncovered following a tip-off received via 119 last night. The chemicals had been dumped on a land belonging to the Navy, located along the Vadigala Valleyvanna by road approximately 200 meters from the main road. Authorities also revealed that the stock had been transported to this location some time ago. The stock of chemicals seized by the police will be measured and samples will be sent to the Department of Government Analyst for further investigation. Authorities stated that facts will be reported to the Tangol Magistrates Court tomorrow. A stock of chemicals similar to those discovered today, weighing nearly 50,000 kilograms, was recently found in Talava, Midenia. Police said that information obtained during the interrogation of detained organized criminal Bako Saman led to the recovery of this stock of chemicals buried on the land. On the same day, another stock of chemicals was found at a public cemetery along Kaluvagahayaya Road and the surrounding forest area, approximately 1.5 kilometers from the initial site. Authorities suspect that the materials found in Midenia and the recent discovery may have been transported by the same group. Meanwhile, several explosives and ammunition were also discovered buried on the Midenia land, where the chemical substances were found yesterday. Police stated that 5 hand grenades manufactured overseas and 18 T-56 ammunition were recovered. The police special task force conducted a special search operation at the site today. Meanwhile, the brother of the landowner where weapons and chemicals allegedly used to manufacture ice were found has been detained by the Police Narcotics Bureau for 7 days for questioning. This was after the suspect was produced before the Valas Mulla Magistrates Court this afternoon. 38-year-old Vijay Vikrama Manamperige Piyal Senadira, a former Pradesh Sabha member of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna and brother of Sampath Manamperi, who was a member of the SLPP until yesterday, was arrested in connection with the incident.
Yesterday, the General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Sagara Karyavasam, announced that the party membership of Sampath Manamperi, the owner of the land in Midenia where chemical substances used for the production of ice were buried. He was a former Pradesh Sabha member of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. Former State Minister of the SLPP, Indika Anuruddha, said today that the party will provide its full support for any independent investigation into the Midenia incident.
Today, as a party, we have suspended the individual involved in that incident and removed him from those activities. Furthermore, we have made a clear statement as a party that we will provide maximum support for an independent investigation into this. Let's do everything with transparency. We say it is wrong if it is done for political revenge. Who are the underworld figures here? Kanjipane Imran, Madhush or Padme or anyone else? Let them act freely and enforce the law. This country should not have an underworld. When President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was in office and when President Mahinda Rajapaksa was in office and Gotabaya Rajapaksa was the Secretary of Defence, this country did not have these underworld figures or the drug mafia. They were people who had fled the country and were in hiding abroad. Today they come out openly and even post things saying, I was the one who did it.
The People's Struggle Alliance convened a media briefing today and highlighted the connection between political regimes and the drug trade revealed by the Middeni incident.
In Sri Lanka, the drug trade, the underworld and the political regime operates hand in hand. The Hambantota incident is a clear example of the direct link between the political regime and major drug trafficking groups. What is important from the discovery of these two containers is that it provides the public with a clear view of this connection. This is not just about the containers. It shows the extent of direct involvement and contribution of the existing political parties in drug trafficking.
කොතරම් ඍජු දායකත්වයක් ඍජු සහභාගීත්වයක් මේ මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය ව්‍යාපාරමත් එක්ක තිබුණාද කියන එක.
Former MP of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, Tissa Kuttiarachchi said that among the 6.9 million people who voted for the SLPP, there could be rapists, thieves and individuals who sell and use the drug ice.
The people of this country should think about why this government is targeting Namal Rajapaksa and the Rajapaksas so much, rather than investigating things like ICE or whatever else. For the past few days, I've been seeing them repeat ICE, ICE, ICE. When 6.9 million people voted for us, a person among that 6.9 million could be a rapist, a thief, a person who sells or consumes the drug ice. We don't know. So if a single person among the 6.9 million has done something wrong, that's a matter of law and order. Minister Vatagala, shame on you. Don't do these kind of things. Yesterday they were showing 4-color pictures that were posted on Facebook. They took photos of Namal Rajapaksa at various points in his political career with the person involved in that incident and are now saying that he's connected too. They are accusing Namal Rajapaksa because they already know that he will definitely be the president of this country in 2029. The whole country is talking about it. Therefore, this is an act to turn that narrative around. We don't see anything beyond that in this. It is the government's responsibility to eliminate the underworld, to eliminate ice and heroin. It is the government's responsibility to develop the country. So it is good that they are doing that work. These are the things we expect from a government. Therefore, as a state, as the head of state, as the person who ensures state security, and as a government, they must arrest those who deal with the drug ice. They must arrest drug users. They must ensure state security and eliminate the underworld. Our governments did those things too.
Ilanka Tamil Aruskachi MP Nyanamuthu Srination says that the political networks behind the drug trade must be exposed. The parliamentarian made these remarks speaking at a media briefing in Batiklo today.
If there was a drug factory in the country, it indicates that powerful political figures were likely involved in protecting it. When Vile Sudha was arrested, he claimed to have paid a politician a ransom ranging from 6 million rupees to 10 million rupees per month. After Gotabaya Rajapaksa became president, that politician was released under a presidential pardon while serving a prison sentence for the murder of Bharatha Lakshman Premachandra. Similarly, when a politician in Negombo was to be arrested for drug trafficking, the then president reportedly flew in by helicopter to intervene during the raid to save that politician. These incidents show that drug trafficking in the country is not only linked to the underworld. Former leaders who deceived the public with smiles and held powerful ministerial positions have also been implicated in these activities.
National People's Power MP Chandana Sirasa says that when the underworld and criminal activities are suppressed, those who benefit from such crimes suffer the most.
The group that financed and supported the underworld, suppressed their targets and even ended lives, now find themselves caught by the law. They are fully aware that the next legal inquiry will focus on them. I heard Namal Rajapaksa claim that the potential of those substances has now been diminished. I don't know whether he is a chemist or an intellectual. He says the chemicals that were buried to produce the drug ice have now lost their potential. He said that they are powerless now. It no longer matters who these individuals are. The critical question is who stands behind organized crime and the ice manufacturing factories targeting our youth. Who provided political protection to these networks? Aren't the very ministers behind these operations the ones who are now complaining? It is the same politicians who are talking rubbish.
එම හිටපු අය තමයි දැන් මේ එක එක නම් විකාර දොඩවන්නේ.
Do you remember the measures taken to suppress drugs and the underworld in the country? It is clear from the history of those measures that both are deeply intertwined with politics. Even looking at the past 20 years alone, several major incidents stand out. Do you remember when the president of the country personally flew to the house of a powerful politician in Negombo during a raid on his house and hugged him? It was said in Parliament that the Narcotics Bureau had seized a stock of drugs from the MP's house at the time, and the then president intervened to save him. It was also reported in Parliament that when a politician serving in Parliament was caught transporting drugs, a powerful defense secretary at the time rescued him. Shortly after, allegations surfaced in Parliament that a drug shipment had been released with the help of a former Prime Minister. Former parliamentarian Ranjan Ramanayake once claimed in Parliament that there was a person within Parliament at the time involved in distributing drugs across the country. On another occasion, current President Andrew Dissanayake told a powerful state minister at the time that the only area left for debate with him was on drug trafficking, as that was the only field in which the minister had experience in. Do you recall the recent history of drug raids across the country? Instead of targeting large-scale drug smugglers, the former rulers focused on checking the school bags of school children arriving at school. That was how they attempted to suppress drugs. Why were these massive drug production operations and the politicians behind them never caught during these operations? The people know the truth.
Supreme Court Justice Esture Raja has been appointed as a member of the Judicial Service Commission by President Andhra Kumara Dissanayake.
Supreme Court Justice Esture Raja was appointed to fill the vacancy at the Judicial Service Commission left by the retirement of former Chief Justice Murdu Fernando. Justice Esture Raja, who was sworn in as an attorney at law in 1988, became a Supreme Court judge in 2019. He is also the first lawyer from the Indian origin community to be appointed as an additional Solicitor General and as a President's Counsel. The Mathura Additional District Judge has been dismissed from service after being found guilty in a disciplinary inquiry conducted by the Judicial Service Commission. She was found guilty of 11 out of 14 charges against her. Previously, she served as the Colombo No. 8 Additional Magistrate before being transferred to Mathura as an Additional District Judge. The Judicial Service Commission issued the letter dismissing her last Thursday. Meanwhile, the Mathugama magistrate has resigned after admitting guilt before the Judicial Service Commission for the charges against her. Until a new appointment is made, the former additional magistrate of the Mathugama Magistrates Court has been appointed as acting magistrate.
Today is the Binara full moon Poya day, on which many significant events in the Buddhist calendar took place. The establishment of the Bhikkhuni order also took place on a Poya like today. The Sirasa Mami Binara program was held throughout the day today, centered around the historic Mahiyangane Raja Mahaviharaya.
The Sirasa Namami Binrapoya program commenced this morning with a Sambuddha Puja. Devotees observing Sil were guided under the patronage of Venerable Mandaram Nura Yasasithera.
Tutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami dutiyampi dhammang.
This was followed by the Viharasana program, during which the historical background of the Mahayangane Rajamahavihara was discussed, with the participation of its chief incumbent, Most Venerable Dr. Urulavatte Dhammarakkhita Thera. Thereafter, the Sirasa Damsara program, conducted by Venerable Pulpiti Mukalane Panyasiri Thero, took place.
Anitya Dukkha Anatma කියන ත්‍රිලක්ෂණය දැනගෙන ඕන්න අපි උපදිනවා දෙව්ලොව.
Later, the Sannasa Katikava, a traditional religious program held for the preservation of the Buddha Sasana, was conducted under the leadership of Most Venerable Vaturukumure Dhammaratana Thera, Chief Sanganayaka of the Ratnapura district and Chief Incumbent of the Kuragala Rajamahavihara. Meanwhile, a Pansil Malo was organized along with Turunusi Daham Katikava, the program designed for the youth.
බුදුහාමුදුරු කියන්නේම එකිනෙකාව තේරුම් ගන්න තැනක පවුල පෝෂණය වෙනවා.
In line with the Sirasa Namami program, a commemorative plaque was unveiled at the historic Mahayangane Rajamahavihara. The ceremony took place with the participation of Most Venerable Dr. Urulavatte Dhammarakkhita Thera, Yasarat Kamansiri, Chief Executive Officer, MTV, and Dharmashri Bandare Kanayaka, Director of Religious Programs at Sirasa TV.
We always discuss the historical information about the Mahayangane Rajamahavihara. Today, some history that was never spoken of or revealed has emerged, allowing us to share it. With the involvement of the Department of Archaeology and the support of the Sirasa Media Network, we are now able to present these facts in a valuable way. At this moment, we express our sincere gratitude to the Sirasa Media Network for organizing such a program.
During these Poya Day activities at the Mahayangane Rajamahavihara, we are joined by the farming communities around Mahayangane. Being able to organize this program together with them is something we consider truly joyful.
This afternoon, the Satpuma program was also telecasted live from the Mahayangane Rajamahavihara.
තමන්ගේ දරු පරපුරත් එක්ක එනවා වන්දනාමාන කරන්න.
The Ape Pansala program and Podisadugan Ahanna were telecasted from the historic Mahayangane Rajamahavihara.
බිනර පොයේ තියෙන වටිනාකම වැදගත්කම මොකක්ද කියලා දෙන්න පුළුවන් ද ආමුදුරවනේ.
මහා ප්‍රජාපති ගෞතමිය ඇතුළු 500ක් කාන්තාවරුන් අෂ්ටගරු ධර්ම ඇතිව පැවිදි උපසම්පදාව ලබා දෙමින් භික්ෂුණී ශාසනය ආරම්භ කරන්නට යෙදුණු වැදගත් උතුම් වූ පොහොය දිනයක් තමයි අද මේ බිනරපුර 15ක් පොහොය දිනය කියලා කියන්නේ.
And the Sirasa Namami Poya Day telecast concluded with a Sambuddha Puja. The Gammadda Damsavya Poya Day program was held today at the Deyandara Gallatumba Rajamahavihara in Mathura. The devotees observed the 8 precepts conducted under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the temple, Venerable Dr. Mulatiyana Vinitha Thera. This was followed by the Damsavya religious discussion conducted by the Venerable Mulatiyana Siratan Thera of the Bamanugama Sri Vijayarama temple. The Sambuddha Puja in the afternoon was then held thereafter. Several more programs also took place this evening.
An exclusive art exhibition of artist Jayanta Premachandra's work was held in Colombo yesterday.
Liberty de Jayanta Premachandra, a unique exhibition featuring the works of the late acclaimed Sri Lankan artist Jayanta Premachandra, was held in Colombo. Organised by the Jayanta Premachandra Foundation, the exhibition was thoughtfully curated by Jagat Ravindra, Director General of WAPA TV and former Dean of the Faculty of Visual Arts at the University of the Visual and Performing Arts, Colombo. The collection showcased several paintings from Jayanta Premachandra's years in Paris, some of which being publicly exhibited for the very first time in Sri Lanka. Each piece, created over 35 years ago, offers an authentic glimpse into a pivotal period in the artist's creative journey.
The Hill Capital Toastmasters Club welcomed new leadership yesterday.
Hill Capital Toastmasters outgoing president Shashini Munasinghe passed the torch to Yusuf Zuri, the club's new president. The ceremony was attended by chief guest Anudhi Gunasekara.
This club is a breeding ground for stories. This club is Ohana. This club is family. And my mission for this next tenure is to enhance, grow, and keep that sense of unity and unify our family.
Founded in 2009, the club has become one of Sri Lanka's most decorated.
Newsfirst, main sponsor.
A trusted place for your fixed deposits. Valuable FD, the symbol of stability. A trusted place for your fixed deposits. Valuable FD, 10.25% for 15 months, 11% for 24 months. Valuable FD, the symbol of stability.
Moving on to news overseas, Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba has announced he is stepping down after less than a year in the role.
The move comes a day before his Liberal Democratic Party was expected to vote on whether to hold an internal leadership vote that could have forced him out. The LDP has governed Japan for almost 7 decades, but under Ishiba it lost its majority in the lower house for the first time in 15 years, and then lost its majority in the upper house in July. Japan, the world's 4th largest economy and a key US ally, now faces a period of political uncertainty as tensions rise with China and regional insecurity mounts. The 68-year-old said he would continue his responsibilities to the people until a new prime minister was selected. Ishiba, who took office in October 2024, promising to tackle rising prices, struggled to inspire confidence as the country faced economic headwinds, a cost of living crisis, and fractious politics with the US. Inflation, particularly the doubling of rice prices in the last year, was politically damaging.
And in sports news, Sri Lanka won the T20 series against Zimbabwe 2-1 today after winning the third match by 8 wickets.
In the T20 match held in Harare today, Sri Lanka captain Charita Salanka won the toss and elected to field first. Zimbabwe, sent in to bat, lost their first wicket at 26 runs, with Sean Williams falling for 23 as the second wicket. Sikandar Raza contributed 28 before being dismissed by Dushan Hemanta, while Tadivanash Marumani top scored with 51. Dushan Hemanta finished with 3 wickets and Dushmanta Chamira claimed 2. Zimbabwe posted 191 for 8 in their 20 overs. Sri Lanka's chase was anchored by an opening partnership of 58 between Kusal Mendis and Pathum Nisanka. The team was then guided to victory by Kusal Janith Pereira and Kamil Mishara, who shared an unbeaten 117-run stand for the third wicket. Mishara scored his maiden T20 international half-century, finishing on 73 not out, while Pereira remained unbeaten on 46. Chasing 192, Sri Lanka sealed the win in 17.4 overs for the loss of 2 wickets.
Tonight on Happy Headlines, we bring you all the details about a blood moon total lunar eclipse.
Happy Headlines. Millions of people across Asia and Europe are expected to witness a total lunar eclipse that will turn the moon blood red. The eclipse will be visible from 8:58 p.m. tonight to 2:25 a.m. tomorrow. This rare event will last 5 hours and 27 minutes. Professor Chandana Jayaratna, head of the Department of Physics and director of the Astronomy and Space Sciences Unit at the University of Colombo, said the lunar eclipse will end when the moon exits the Earth's umbra. Sri Lankans will only get another chance to witness a total lunar eclipse like this in 2028.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. Thank you very much for joining us. Good night.